Hi everyone and welcome back to Maths and Physics with Mr. Simons. Today's lesson on financial maths, looking at past exam questions asked in grade 12 papers on straight line method. Right, it's grade 11 work but asked in grade 12. So when I look at November 2024, we're going to be calculating the rate of depreciation. In November 2023, we were calculating time period. So it's just two variations of it. Right, so November 2024, after 4 years, the value of a printer was half of its original value. Determine the rate at which the value of the printer depreciated over this period. If the depreciation was calculated according to straight line method. Right, so first n there equal 4. Right, the printer was half of its original value. So if its original value was x, p, then a would be x over 2. Half. Determine the rate, so we're looking for I. Straight line method means we're going to use the equation A equal P, 1 minus I times N. So P there is X, right? N is 4, right? And there A is X over 2, right? That means X times the bracket. So to get rid of multiplication, I'm going to use division. So that becomes X over 2 times X equal 1 minus 4I. If I take negative 4I over, it becomes positive 4I. X and X cancels there, so I'm left with half. So if I take that across, it becomes 1 minus half. Right, 1 minus half is half, so that instead of writing half, I wrote 0.5. And there we always divide by whatever's in front of the coefficient, variable. So there, my coefficient is 4, so 4I, I divide by 4, I get I. What I do one side, I must do on the other side. So 0.5 or half divided by 4, which then gives me 0.125. Right, but to get to rate, I'm always going to be required to multiply by 100 because the rate must be written in percentage. So therefore, times 100, my comma moves 2 spaces and this becomes 12.5%. So 1 mark for correct substitution and another mark for correct answer. Right, that was November 2024, and there you can see we were calculating a rate. So the rate, normally we ask you to calculate A, but we can ask you to calculate rate N, and if you want to, we can test you, and you want to, can you solve or get the answer for P. Right, so November 2023, Kuda, I almost said Kudu, boy I went to school with in primary school. Kuda bought a laptop for 10,000 Rand on 31 January 2019. He will replace it with a new one in 5 years' time on 31 January 2024. Poor Kuda didn't know that COVID is coming, but yeah, he bought the laptop. Right? He will not replace it with a new one in 5 years' time. So the value of the old laptop depreciates annually at a rate of 20% per annum according to very important straight line method. So we're using simple interest decay. How many years will the laptop have a value of 0 Rand? So P, he bought the laptop Kuda, it was worth 10,000. Alright. His interest is 20%, so that's 20 over 100, which becomes 0.2. His accrued value, or the value of the computer after the time period, is 0. We're looking for N. So we're substituting A is 0, P is 10,000, 1 minus my I, which is 0.2, and there I have N. 0 divided by 10,000 stays 0. Leaves me with 1 minus 0.2 N. If I take negative across, it would become positive, right? And then from there to get N, I'm always going to divide by whatever's in front of N. So there 1 divided by 0.2, which then gives me 5. So it would take 5 years for his laptop to reach a value of 0. I guess what covered it reached there quicker. But yeah, as I say, it's much just the exam problem. Right? So it's very basic practice. Continue working hard. Put in the effort. You will reap the rewards. God bless. Bye.